Hi. So in the last video we saw how we can design our templates. Now in this video we'll look at the unpickling of our model and then how the data from the post request can be made. How the data from the post request can be seen, and how the data from the post request can be sent to a random forest classifier model, and then how the predictions can be made. Okay. So first we have to unpickle our model. So for that we will first we have to make sure that our pickle file is present in the same directory as our templates as our main project directory is. Then we'll load the model. That's it. Then, as I said, all about the route, that this is a place from where from where the post data will come, and then we'll do some kind of pre-processing over here. So this hello world function is defined under this route. That means this function is responsible for doing some kind of processing to the data which is coming from the form. So if the request.method is post, that means if some data has been transferred from that form, so what you do is mydict is equals to request.form. So if you just try to print mydict, you'll get more idea how the data has been transformed from there to there. So over here if I just see, I'm just selecting these things randomly. I'm saying 67, 91, 58 and let's say 58. So if I just hit predict, basically if I just look at this over here, so over here you can see that this immutable dict, I'll get something like this. Okay, so yeah, basically I'll be getting the dictionary format. So what I need is as I said in the last video, that based on this name feature, the entire thing is made. Okay, so mydict of gender. Okay, so what was the name over here? Gender. So mydict of gender. Then mydict of spec was the name for the next one. That is nothing but name is nothing but spec. So that is why I was telling again and again that name feature is very important, because we can extract the data from using that name feature only. So based on the name features or everything, I'll extract all the data. Then as I said that in the last, as I discussed in the building phase, that we are sending a two-dimensional data to our random forest object. As you can see, this is a two-dimensional data over here. So we have to pass the two-dimensional data only. So that is why this 2D list is there. So now predicting the class either 0 or 1. So normal predict function will predict either the class is 0 or 1. So that I'll store the result in predicted class. Then predicting the probability, as I said, that to what percentage will the student get placed and all. So that is what we can see over here in this over here. If I just type in over here, just if I type in some random values, if I just hit on predict, so it is saying that 62.27% is the predicted probability that the student can get the placement. Okay, so that is all about the predicted proba. Now you have to be very, very careful over here, because from here the main logic part comes. So now over here, if you try and predict, you can see that so I was talking about this dictionary only, which was being discussed. So if I want to access the key, if I want to access the values, I am accessing with the help of this name feature, as you can see from here. Then over here what I need is predicted class comma predicted prob of 0 0. So predicted class is 1 and predicted probability is 0.37 something, predicted 0 0. So basically predicted of 0 0 is nothing but the probability of not getting placement. So over here what is the thing is, percentage of getting placement is 62.27%. that means 62% chance is there that he or she will get a placement, and the remaining 100 minus 62, that is nothing but almost like 38, is the percentage that you will not get a placement, he or she will not get a placement. So predicted prob of 0 0 will say the probability of not getting placement, and predicted prob of 0 1 will say probability of getting placement. So anyways, if the class is 1, okay, if the predicted class is 1, that means the person will definitely get a placement. That means predicted probability of getting placement is more than predicted probability of not getting placement. So that is the simple logic over here. So if the predicted class is 1, that means definitely that person has predicted probability more than predicted probability of not getting placement. Okay, so if predicted class of 0 is 1, that means the person will definitely get placement. So what is the count of that? What is the score of that? Just store it into this prob variable. Else the person will not get placed. So it's not used It's not useful to store it actually. Just simply I wrote it. You can just skip this also. That's not a problem. Then simple, you can skip this print statement also. I just wanted to know how much probability is coming and what is the class and what is the probability. Over here you can see that the probability is 1, and over here you can see that the class is 1, and probability and the percentage that the student will get a placement is 63%. So over here also you can see the same result. That's it. Just in order to know whether this is printing or not. Then in order to do some fancy stuff, I am using this place map, that is 1. If predicted class is 1, then the key to it is will be placed. If the predicted class is 0, that means better luck next time, you try harder next time. Okay, then predicted class end is equals to place map of this thing, is just getting this value, nothing else. And then if predicted class is 1, then you have to render the show template. Then this show template only will be displaying all our results. Okay, render template show.html, and we are passing two things, that is predicted class end, and then predicted prob is equals to round of prob star 100 comma 2. So I'm basically, this is nothing but 0.6. This will be 0.622 something in very long decimal thing. So I am rounding that figure into 2 decimal places, and then I'm calculating the percentage. So for calculating percentage, I'm multiplying it with 100, and then this variable is very important. Placed is equals to true. I'll say why this is important just a while. So yeah, if the student is getting placed, then this if block will get executed. If the student is not getting placed, then this block will be executed. So once this is done, so the data from the backend is now going to the UI. So how to retrieve with the UI is simply show.html. As you can see that the data is being sent to this template, that is show.html. So in show.html, this the simple bootstrap copy and paste. Now over here, this is very important. This is nothing but the Jinja syntax. So if you look at the Jinja syntax of Flask, you'll get more understanding. Jinja syntax of Flask. If you just look at the Jinja syntax of Flask, basically you can run for loops, you can run if conditionals, you can run so many things with this Jinja in Flask. So we'll be using the same kind. So over here what I did is, if the student is getting placed, right, so I'm sending a variable named as placed is equals to true. So this placed is equals to true is coming over here. Now if placed is true, then this if block will execute it. So if block, what is there in this if block? So in this if block, there is one alert, this alert, and in that alert I am saying that the predicted result will be something. So if I just see this predicted result over here, predicted result, and then based on the details filled in the form, the student, based on the details filled in the form, the student, based on the details filled in the form, the student, colon, after that will be placed. So from where this will be placed is coming is basically from here. We are sending predicted class end is equals to predicted class end. No, so this predicted class end is nothing but will be placed. Why will be placed? Because the predicted class is 1. Over here you can see that place map of predicted class of 1 is nothing but it is giving this value, and that value as a string I'm passing here, and that string I'm extracting here in this format. So will be placed over here, right? Now after that what I do is, I want to show the percentage of that also. So percentage of getting the placement is, I'm defining a span tag so that I can show it in a different color. So I'm selecting the color to be salmon, and then predicted prob. So from where this predicted prob is coming, from this it is coming. Predicted prob is equals to round prob star 100 comma 2. So from this route, the predicted prob is going to the show.html, and it is getting rendered here. This is all about this. Then some kind of to make some UI look good, I'm writing some kind of lines over here. Congratulations, this that and all. So if the student is getting placement, that is, if this predicted class of 0 is 1, that means if our algorithm is classifying that the student will get placed, only then this will get executed. Only then this if placed will get executed. If not, what will happen? This else part will get executed. So in this else part, what I did is, I just need to show that okay, you are not eligible, okay, you will not get a placement. That is what is shown. But over here, additionally, in order to look good, in order to get some tips, in order to give some tips in the UI, I have just copied this, I have just formatted this thing. Basically, I have just browsed in on Google and I got some 20 tips, and then I just copied that template and I did it. So if I show you how I did that, is basically 20 opportunities, tips for selecting, just a minute, tips for getting placed in a good company. There were 20, there were top 20. So if I just look at the top 20 tips, top 20 tips for successful interviews. If I just go 20 tips for good interviews, I think so this is the page. No, this is not the page exactly. So basically what I need to do is, it's just simple. Yeah, it's just simple. What I need to do is just go on inspect and then copy this whole thing. So basically you hover your cursor over here. So once you get the cursor, once you select the main div, which is which is storing all the information. Yeah, this div is storing all the information. What you do is you just hit on edit as HTML. You just Control A, Control C, and then just simply paste it in this template over here. If I just place it in this dummy template, what will happen? Let's see. So in this dummy template, if I just paste that, if I just paste this dummy template over here, and if I just look at the dummy.html part, so over here dummy.html part, if I look, so yeah, I'm getting all this kind of data over here, right? So in this way you can simply, from some XYZ website, you can just Google it and then inspect it. In this way you can copy the HTML code and integrate in your HTML files as well. So that is nothing but it's self-explanatory. So if the student doesn't get placed, then this else part will execute, and then the endif part to end the Jinja syntax. So yes, this was all about the templating and how to send the data from the backend, that is from the Python script to the UI, and how to integrate the Jinja syntax and everything. So in the next video we'll look at the deployment phase of this. We'll be deploying this Flask app on Heroku, on Azure cloud. So till then, do practice and learn this Jinja syntax format, and yes, till then do practice this. Thank you.